Have you ever stopped to reflect on how silence can be revolutionary in our lives? Often, it is in moments of stillness that we find the deepest answers, the most authentic truths, and the wisdom that transcends words. We live in a noisy society where we are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and distractions. Silence has become a rare treasure, a jewel of tranquility amidst the chaos. But what happens when we allow ourselves to embrace silence? What can we discover when we allow ourselves to listen to the gentle whisper echoing in our hearts? Today, let's dive into this subject. The Bible teaches us that silence can be a powerful source of inner peace. In Psalm 46 verse 10, we find the following guidance: "Be still, and know that I am God." When we quiet ourselves and find moments of silence, we can connect with the divine. Silence allows us to calm the mind, alleviate stress, and find the serenity necessary to face life's challenges. In 1 Kings 19 verses 11 to 12, the story of the prophet Elijah teaches us that God was not in the wind, the earthquake, or the fire, but in a still, small voice. This shows us that often, God's voice is heard in moments of silence when our hearts are open and our minds are quiet. Silence allows us to tune into divine wisdom and discern God's will in our lives. Proverbs 17 verse 28 says, "Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent." Silence can be a virtue when used wisely. It helps us avoid thoughtless or harmful words and gives us the opportunity to listen and understand others. Silence allows us to show respect, learn from the wiser ones, and make more thoughtful decisions. Lamentations 3 verse 28 advises, "Let him sit alone in silence when it is laid on him." When we find moments of silence, we are challenged to look within ourselves, confront our weaknesses, and find strength to grow and become better. Silence allows us to reflect on our actions, meditate on our purposes, and realign ourselves with what truly matters. Silence is often the most powerful response in difficult situations. In Matthew 27 verse 14, we read how Jesus remained silent in the face of accusations and trials. His silence was a statement of strength and dignity, showing that it is not always necessary to respond to every provocation or criticism. Silence can be a means of resistance, demonstrating our ability to overcome challenges and maintain inner peace. Anxiety is a common reality in our busy society. However, the Bible shows us that silence can be a powerful remedy for anxiety. In Philippians 4 verses 6 to 7, we are exhorted not to be anxious about anything. Finding moments of silence allows us to surrender our worries to God, trust in His provision, and experience a peace that surpasses all understanding. Silence can also be a valuable tool for strengthening our relationships. Proverbs 17 verse 27 states, "Whoever restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding." When we choose silence over thoughtless words, we create space for understanding, empathy, and reconciliation. Silence allows us to truly listen to others and build relationships based on patience and mutual respect. The Bible often invites us to worship God in silence. Psalm 62 verse 1 says, "For God alone my soul waits in silence, from Him comes my salvation." Silence in worship allows us to direct our hearts and minds exclusively to God, making room for His presence and humbly surrendering before Him. It is in the silence of worship that we can experience a deep connection with God. Living in a noisy and information-saturated society can make it challenging to discern truth. However, the Bible reminds us that silence can help us discern truth amidst confusion. In John 8 verse 32, Jesus said, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." When we quiet ourselves and seek moments of silence, we can hear the voice of truth and avoid being influenced by falsehood. Lastly, silence invites us to spiritual contemplation. Psalm 19 verse 1 declares, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims His handiwork." When we step away from the noise of the world and find moments of silence, we are invited to contemplate the grandeur of creation and the presence of God in our lives. Silence allows us to immerse ourselves in divine wonder and nurture our relationship with God. May we embrace silence as a valuable tool in our journey. Remember that silence does not mean the absence of voice, but rather a conscious choice of when to speak and when to listen. In silence, we find inner peace, wisdom, and clarity to face life's challenges. By seeking moments of silence, we can hear the voice of God, better understand others and ourselves, and discover a deeper connection with the divine. Silence invites us to take a necessary pause amidst the world's turmoil, allowing us to reflect, grow, and become wise. May silence be a blessing that accompanies us every step of our journey, guiding us toward a more fulfilling and meaningful life with God. Reflect on this.